Hey everyone and welcome to my channel. I've never seen part 1, Jungle 1 Jungle, but we're going to start my review off with the sequel, Jungle to Jungle.
You promised to take me to New York when I become a man, Babu.
When you're a man, I will.
In this tribe, he is a man. And he wants to go now?
He's Patricia and my son.
Nice poochie poochie.
This Disney sequel is directed by John Pasquin, and it stars one of Disney's most recurring older actors, Tim Allen, also co-starring Martin Short and Sam Huntington, known as Mimiciku. I really had a huge crush on him in the 90s. The whole Indian vibe was working for him. Since this film, he's been in the Supernatural series, Being Human, and it had like 3 seasons. You may look at this movie and think that Disney may have actually come up with an original story for once, but think again, this is actually based on the remake, the French film called Little Indian Big City. Now this movie was panned by critics, known as one of Disney's worst. I don't think it's quite that bad. I mean, as someone who watched it on repeat, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Giving it a rewatch, it's definitely not as strong as its other contenders. I think it's far from Disney's worst. Their worst is currently Home Sweet Home Alone. It's just a piece of... The cast is pretty fun overall and makes what little humor that there is, you know, decent. None of it's laugh out loud funny, but it all depends on what content you find funny, really. I mean, at the end of the day. And there is, of course, some use of adult humor to go over the kids' heads. Those are the jokes that hit better than the ones intended for the younger audience. Hello, you! Nice poochie poochie. I was watching it as a kid, I was like, I don't quite know what that means, but I know it's something naughty. I'm being honest, I was never a big fan of Tim Allen aside from Fruits of Poor. He always plays this down on his luck businessman, but the plot is kind of cool. I mean, for a comedy, it's about a businessman who goes to the Amazons to see his ex-wife, and there he finds out he has a son. He ends up taking his son to his tribe, known as New York City. It definitely had a lot more potential than it played out. Late 90s Disney films. I got the fun I wanted out of it. It served its purpose. And I do like how it experienced different cultures in the Amazons. Mimiciku goes and learn about the Americans, and well, we all know how that went down. Yeah. This isn't really a historical tale. Maybe some fans might say it's a cult classic. I wouldn't go that far, even though that's not saying a whole lot either. You know, the villain's one of the weakest. They could have cut him out completely and just had the story between the father and the son gaining a bond for each other. That's what the story is strong at its core. There's also a large portion in this film of animal cruelty. It's funny, honestly. That's probably one of the funniest parts of this movie. They like to eat animals, that's what they do to survive, because they have to hunt their food. And seeing it in the New York environment.
We eat cat. Excuse me?
Tarzan's eating Daddy's fish.
Huh?
We are not going to.
That doesn't get around, does he?
It's decent. If you know you watch it, you know, it's on Disney Plus, so maybe give it a try and maybe you'll enjoy it. Thank you for watching and please subscribe.